How do you make money in poker? Well, one approach is to sit down at the highest stakes available, just like Viktor Malinowski aka Limitless does.
No way! He's jammed all in with Queen 10 high. He's gotten the Jack 8 down.
Limitless, you absolute gangster. Take a bow, sir.
But even if that's not what me and you might be doing, we all want to sit down at a poker table, make all the right decisions and win a lot of money. However, there is only so much you can control when playing poker. You can control how to react to a 3-bet. Here, 160 big blinds deep, Viktor decides to go for a 4-bet bluff with Queen-Jack offsuit against Viktor Kudinov, another high-stakes crusher. This isn't the solver's most favorite play, but it's also not a blunder. Whether he was going for a solver-based GTO approach and only making this play a tiny fraction of the time, or he was trying to exploit something in Kudinov's game, we can't know from only seeing one hand. In practice, it is important to understand that the solver's exact number doesn't matter, and you use it more as a guideline for which hands to build your range around. On the flop, most of Malinowski's range, including Queen-Jack, does like to go for a small c-bet. He's getting immediate folds from many suited combos that didn't hit anything. Note that the small blind would be raising quite a lot for a small sizing here, mostly medium to high pocket pairs and some ace-high bluffs, while his calling range is mostly low pairs and higher ace-highs. The king on the turn hits our range extremely well, as we have many more ace-king than the small blind does. Therefore we can barrel our entire range, and Queen-Jack does indeed do so with a small sizing. The small blind will continue with mostly pairs, a 7 and some 10s, jacks and queens. However, the solver likes to jam most top pairs and better. So when the river brings the 10 of clubs, we do see that Queen-Jack with the jack of clubs does like to go for a bluff jam. And that is what you can control. But what you cannot control is your opponent's hand, which in this case is one of the very few flush combinations that the small blind would have according to the simulation. But as a top tier player, you wipe your mouth and move on. Focus on what you can control, and that is making the right decisions, not deciding the outcome. Here, Kudinov 3-bets Queen 10 suited from the small blind, which is a fine play, and Malinowski calls King-Jack suited on the button, which is a much better hand to call with than Queen-Jack offsuit from the hand before. I can change how this is going. This hand really is about me. On the King-High Rainbow flop, Kudinov can c-bet range for a small sizing. His range is a lot tighter than the buttons and has an overall advantage, which is a good premise for a small range bet. King-Jack is one of the button's best holdings and has an easy call. You think I'm your friend, but really, I'm your enemy. Picking up a gut shot on the turn, Queen 10 can barrel and serve as a bluff alongside many value hands. Regarding these, the solver likes to split its range and bet bigger with strong but somewhat vulnerable hands like top pairs and better, and bet small with sets which have the board locked and block calls, and with thinner value bets like under pairs and second pairs. King-Jack is still ahead of the small blind's range though, and therefore clearly calling. That is what you can control. They say I'm a jack of all trades. But really, I am the jack of spades.